Hi everyone, I'm just tuning in, allowing you to tune in if you have the time to take a few deep breaths with me as we settle into these energies, being the 222 triple number. Recently I came live to talk about May energies and the importance of the 555 May portal. May is such a galactic month. It is a galactic year. There's a lot of going on, many layers. But particularly today, I just want to talk about the current energetics around the new moon and the sun, the energy of the sun. This morning, I received a very strong purification from the sun. The sun is very white, a very diamond energy, very strong as we're getting closer to the Pleiades, the Pleiadian portal that starts opens tomorrow here in New Zealand, the 14th. I really felt the energies very strongly from the 12th of May, the 11th and the 12th. Very strong in terms of the frequency was so high that at cellular level I could feel all these packets of extra energy really getting in there. And how it transpired for the collective was very interesting, because what I was receiving and what I was being mirrored back at me is people being on edge. And so what does being on edge means? Being on edge means that your nervous system is charged up. You're at the edge, you're at the end of something that it's pushing you forward at a speed that it is so fast that you can't keep up. So there's a natural response to resisting that push off to the edge. So when we're being on the edge, is we're not willing to jump off because we don't know what's there. So we're on the edge. And on the edge means we're not stable. We don't feel grounded. We feel jittery. We feel anxious. The speed at things is so fast that people start feeling and resisting that speed, which a lot of people express that in terms of an emotional outburst, impatience, actually lashing out, anger. And of course, at a collective level, because more and more packets of energy are coming in really strongly at cellular level and are creating this extra spin molecularly, imagine suddenly we have way more light coming in, vibrating, yeah, like the tuning fork. And it's just vibrating really quickly. And it's an oscillation, right? Maybe you can't see it, but you can hear it. I can feel the frequency and the vibration. So that is creating a different frequency at our bodies, which translates into we need to release more energy and we need to create more space for that energy. So when that happens at energetic level, that is coming from the sun, from the solar tsunami, and we call it a tsunami because there's a lot of activity. We're in the cycle number 25th of the sun. And so the sun cycle is right now at its peak, and it's constantly sending us information. Remember, everything in this life, light, sound, waves, frequency, it's all information. They're all packets of information that we're constantly receiving. The sun, the moon, all the planets, all the celestial bodies are sending information. It's a huge, beautiful, amazing quantum computer, if you want to think of it in those terms. Of course, life is beyond the computer as we think of. But our bodies are also this amazing, organic, beautiful technology, right? So these packets of information are constantly coming, and they are upgrading us. This entire system where we're at in this timeline is being upgraded. We are at the biggest, most hardest reset upgrades that we can be in, and we've volunteered for it, most of us. And So the sun is doing that, and we're receiving all of that. And on top of that, we have the relationship of the moon being new moon, the new moon in Taurus. And what does Taurus symbolizes in terms of archetype? So the bull is a very earth fixed sign. The bull is ruled by the neck, right? So we can see the first layer there. What has been holding you back in terms of your own belief system? Yeah, your own rigidity, your own fixed position. That's one aspect that is now in review and for this new moon. What systems of control have you placed in your life that keeps you in control of yourself and others? But also the bull as an earth sign in a new moon also talks about slow down. Slow down. Are you able to navigate life rhythms and other people's rhythms? Of course, that comes with physical symptoms. Yeah, a lot of people have expressed a lot of throat issues suddenly. Throat. The fifth center of expression. So if you've been repressing your self-expression for a long time and you haven't been able to express your needs, you're going to do it now. And it could come in a very destructive or a constructive way. So observation is key with these new moon energies. How are you stepping into your power in a fluid way rather than in a bull way? Yeah? Because the resistance that you encounter is the resistance that you're sending your energy towards. It's your own force, yeah, of how you are wanting to navigate these changes. The Taurus New Moon is also very in line with Hathor. Hathor being this Isis, feminine energy archetype. But that divine feminine is not the submissive feminine. It's a very directed flow femininity that also talks about bringing out what is hidden from yourself to express. So you'll be surprising yourself. A lot of the stories that will come up for you with ancestral healing, messages. You might review behaviors that you thought that you had in control. Again, it's all out for review. The new moon gives us an opportunity of reviewing. Why? Because we're about to enter the next eclipse season, which is on the 26th of May. And eclipses are very important because they amplify the energies that are constantly at play in our psyche with our feminine and masculine or flow or direction in our lives. Yes. And obviously all that archetype of the mother and the father and whatever that meant for you and whatever wounds you carry around your father and your mother. We all have wounds that we carry or programs. I call them programs. Yes. So it's also time to let go of those programs and what of the programs, if we think of terms of being an organic computer, what are the programs? There are aspects of the programs that I can upgrade because they're useful, and which ones I need to completely eradicate so that I can work freely with what I'm wanting to do. Yes. So this new eclipse season, it's aligned in Gemini, air sign, and Sagittarius, fire sign. Yeah, the twins, sacred union, and direction of where I'm wanting to go, what I'm wanting to learn, where we're going as humanity. And it's gonna feel lighter than the last eclipse season. The last eclipse season was very in line with Taurus and Scorpio as the nodes. And so it was very swampy, it was very emotional, very heavy, it felt very heavy. And that's why we're all on edge, because we're finishing that kind of very heavy race where we couldn't move and it was being stuck constantly. So we are finishing, as of today, we're really finishing that. Now, last eclipse season was about transformation because Scorpio is unforgiven, and Scorpio is going to bring everything that is not longer working and is going to eradicate it, is going to show you, we need to toss this because it's not working for you. And so its energy was about letting go of the old. And that's why a lot of people have ended relationships, are in the middle of, or realize they wanted to end a relationship, a work, a habit, a way of their own healing crisis came amplified, so that you can look at what I'm ready to let go of, so I step into my full health. No, so in many, whichever way you're navigating the energies, we are coming out of this very swampy, heavy, transformational letting go of. Yes, where we're going to is, now that you're out of that, and hopefully you have made all the necessary changes and shifts, what is going to be pushing through with the wind, the determination of the wind, and the fire, which is action. It's walking your talk. So it is also all about, who are you? What is your true voice? Your voice. Yes, and that's why we're having all this fifth center throat upgrade. Yeah, the sun comes in with a new program, and we have to clear, open, and start expressing more. And of course that comes with the third center. These two centers I call them, instead of calling them chakras, I know that a lot of people are familiar with the chakra system, I call them access points. So there's two access points in your body which are being recalibrated, and they are being activated. So it's the third access point, which is the solar plexus. Yes, our sovereignty and our freedom, our sense of self-authority. So how much longer are you going to keep following what others tell you? How much longer are you going to keep following the rules that no longer serve you, just because you want to be a good girl or a good boy or a good person? What does that mean to you? And what is it this access point is telling you? Time for what? Whatever it is, are you stepping more into that power? And that is linked then to self-expression, because one thing is understanding I no longer want to do this, and the second one is I might want to walk my talk and step into my power and start putting boundaries or expressing my needs. And so these two are very linked, but what is the bridge between these two access points will always be the heart, the fourth access point, which is a portal, a galactic portal. Now we are about to enter, we're going to be in alignment with the Pleiades, Matariki here in New Zealand, and that starts from the 14th to the 21st before we enter Gemini. And so the Pleiades it's a lot of us come from Pleiades. A lot of human expressions are seeded from Pleiadian souls. Of course, there's many, there's Andromedans and Arcturians and Lyrans and Vegans and Aldebarans, and we are made of stars. And just like there is different human vessels and races, right, as well. So we are in alignment, we're about to enter in alignment with the Pleiades. And that means we're going to get now that energy and that amplification of new technologies. So it is time for a very, very big reflection of what does not serve me, how can I move in my own rhythm, how can I honor myself, how can I stop being on the edge rather than trying to keep up, can I step back a little bit and ground. So it's time for grounding and really slowing down and be patient with yourself first and other people's rhythms and whatever is transpiring. But setting your intention is clear. It's very important because we're going to this, the arrow. By the 26th of May, we have to be very, very clear, or as close as you can get, with your direction. Personally, individually, and as a collective. Where are we heading? What are we choosing? What frequency are we in? Are we going to keep the fear? Because also all these energies, what are doing is are showing us what does not longer serve us as a collective, which is fear. And we've been fed fear for millennia. And in the past 2 years, that fear has been insane, which is the fear of living, the fear of connection, the fear of going outside, the fear of breathing, the fear of expressing. So it's amplified the fear for us to see. So are you going to choose fear? Are you still going to be afraid, or are you going to just step into your power and express who you are freely and fully? And so as everything is different frequencies, we're moving from a third frequency, call it third dimension, to the fifth dimension. We are already in two. And the middle is that 0 point, which is the heart. So again, you see the correlation. We're going constantly like this. Yes? And everybody's doing this swimming. Yeah. But if you enter the fear, then you feel like drowning. And then anxiety hits. And then unnerving. And then all of that downward spiral that we're so familiar with because we've been navigating it for eons and for lifetimes. So we have these two archetypes now of the father and the mother. Yeah? Of the sun and the moon. And we are the human template, which exists in a beautiful 5-star shape. The May is the month of the 5. Yeah? And so the 5 is made out of the 4 plus the 1. So the foundation and elevation, frequency up. Yeah? So we are ascending towards a higher frequency of energy and evolution. Whether we like it or not, it matters not. The less you resist it, the more you get into it. And you get on and you're surfing the wave rather than I guess trying to suppress it or suffering it. So that is a key choice here. Now Jupiter entering in Pisces means it's a great opportunity to be more in contact with your emotions, your ability to feel. So that's why in the other live video I talked about it's going to be a very emotional month. And so new moons are opportunities to really express and come into what I want to do and what I'm needing, where I'm going from, and expressing this in a good, genuine, open way. Yes. Before the full moon hits and the eclipse on the 26th of May, because that's where the light shines at its brightest and is showing us what have we worked on. It's like really putting the spotlight and to really look at yourself. That's why always these cycles work incredibly in a very subconscious and conscious way. The idea here is that you know how to navigate them if you know how they work. So just remember this. It's all about self-expression, direction, flowing within your direction, slowing down and grounding, getting as much sunlight as you can, really getting those photons in from the sun. The sun will come and there's more waves coming. And if you follow space weather, you'll see there's a lot of videos of NASA showing all these magnetic, cosmic waves and weather at play. Comets coming through. Comets are harbingers of new dust and new energy. Again, information that gets caught in the magnetic field of the planet. So the planet is constantly breathing all this new frequency information, and so it trickles down, it comes into contact with us. We breathe it, we feel it, we receive it at energetic and physical level, and it's now in our bodies constantly. So the more you work with yourself as a human body and really, really embody your humanness, the more you can use this amazing technology and upgrades in your body. You can know about them. That's great to know and understand. But I really, really encourage you to work with your body, with any technique that works for you, whether it's breathing, moving the body, flexibility, stretching, breath, dancing, really working with the body, very important. What you bring into your body is so important, because everything is frequency. And I'm not talking just about food, which is very, very important, because the more you get into a diet where the food is less processed and it's more raw, it holds more life energy, right? So it's everything, it's whatever you're putting in your body through your mouth, your eyes, what you're looking at. What are you looking? What are you watching? What are you constantly programming your mind with? What are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Are you listening to yourself? Are you giving yourself time to respite and have silence? Silence is so important because that's how we recalibrate. Yeah. So think of all of this. All of this is information you're allowing yourself to come into your own being. What you see, what you eat, how you move, how you are in this life is very, very important, and it's key at this stage. That's why slowing down and being more in touch with who you are is key, so that you can really step into who you are, into your mission, whatever it is. And if you're in a place where you're feeling really stuck and it's really time to or I'm in confusion with, I don't know what I want, or what is the next step for me, take your time to really go in. Quiet down every stimuli that you can. No one else knows better than you. And if it's time for you to start listening to yourself, and that comes back to this self-power and self-governance. Yes, self-governance. No more pyramids in the sense of someone else is out there is better than me or has more knowledge than me. Back to the self, right? The inner knowing. And that comes with practice. That wisdom and that knowledge of yourself, know thyself, it comes from being more in touch with yourself and less out there, more in here, in the heart space, through the breath, through the silence. Okay, so I'm just going to offer you a bit of sound energy healing at the moment for the collective, and a beautiful transmission. Okay. So I'm just gonna ask you to take a deep breath, and maybe just I'm gonna get a bit closer. Maybe you can hear me. Close your eyes and take a deep breath with me. Eati artisti amahiate ma e aka hara enashti ama uia e aka eta e amahe ianakia e takiatikua ra e ekewa. This is coming from Pleiades. There's enough fear going around here, and everybody, we're all holding fear. So I really prompt you to take a deep breath and expel it. And you can poke your tongue out. It's very important. We release a lot from our third center when we open our mouth and poke our tongue out. Out of your system, Akete ama eana estia wa era e kara ena mahatete. Mua era ara ama eka estia maheteka. Amaheara tere. deep breath with me. I'm just scanning. Know that this work is beyond time and space. It's just quantum, and you can connect with it, whether it's now, live, or later on. You can connect with this energy and this transmission. Makianaya ahatera wa iya karaya hasea tekia wayaha. All Hathorians, Isis energies here. Tukshti wayarararara. Emahaya ekwaya tekorara mahararara. Yawaka yeah 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 yeah. Iwaka hey. Iwaka yeah. Remember to step in your diamond self. We do have a beautiful diamond technology, and that's why we use our crystals and the crystals for all our computers, because we are crystalline. We're crystals. So that technology lives within each our packets in our body, in each atom and cell. So the more you bring in your diamond self and you shine your own diamond, then you create this incredibly beautiful stronghold of light, and you anchor it into your beingness, into your heart first. You anchor it first in your heart, and then your heart knows where to take that energy, and it will naturally connect with whichever way it needs to connect to be who you are. So connecting in that diamond self within your heart center, your power center, your third center, your throat, your expression. These three centers are now being upgraded for all humanity to start using it with love, with freedom of expression, without fear. No more fear. We really need to let go of the program of the fear. It's very, very old program. It does not make sense. We're not in control. Control is an illusion, and fear is an illusion. And you know that. So it's time to really apply that knowingness. Really step into it. All right? I'll leave you all with a blessing. Akriya marara 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 kriya kiramarara makete kuaya kriya marara ikuaria neshti wayarara erani arani akamake ra eawaya mate etasa estuayaka iamara emaya ikene akuatasa rua yakiara rua iyakiara najatetete magiara magiara magiara. Thank you for listening. Any questions, you can always message me. I'm here to support your own ascension journey in whichever way I can, with what has worked for me, and my own energy and my own self-expression. And if it resonates with you and you feel like you want to connect, absolutely, I'm open for that. It's open source. We're in an open source universe. So everything comes in and everything flows freely, abundantly for all. No one is to hold back anything for you, either resources, information, knowledge. No more hoarding, or keeping things in control. Open source means everything is free flowing from everybody. Okay? So give yourself freely. Give yourself freely so you can receive freely. Nothing to hold back. There's nothing to hold back. Okay? So, oh my love. Aroha, amor. Gracias.